Right, so we're on the Send Scotland tour, Send Scotland 4 tour. It's the 4th one with the UK squad. It's my first one, but for this trip we had plans. Again, we started at Brewer Falls on the first day. That's got a nice sort of river, a nice walk through a big gorge. It's got some nice scenery, nice fresh water for a change. And then the second day we were at Pitlochry, or Faskally Bridge it's called, and that's got the 30-foot bridge. And it's also got the 60-foot road bridge. That's such a, I think it's just such a beautiful backdrop, and with the trees and the water, especially with the nice weather, it just makes it look so sick. And then it's on to Arbroath after that. We're dealing with low tide, so it's just hitting the other spots that are available, like especially the blowhole. Again, that's such a unique jump. You know, it's, you're jumping like 45 foot into this collapsed sea cave. It's maybe, I don't know, 15 foot wide sort of thing. So you've not got a massive boat to land in. Yeah, after that we hit our Hermitage. Like, so Hermitage is one of the big hitters. And after Hermitage it was up to Croton. That's another wee hidden gem just beside Stonehaven on the east coast. And then Balgownie today back into Aberdeen, some freshwater bridge. I've never been before, but I think it's meant to be about 40-45 into freshwater, so it should be sweet. So first day we went to the Hermitage. Me and Adam go to the Hermitage every year. We come up Scotland, and we usually play like a nice little pool bit at the top, but the river was just raging that day, so we decided not to go in where we normally go in, and we went for a walk further downstream. And further downstream we found this bridge we were looking for. There was apparently jumpable. So yeah, before we jump, every time we have to give it a depth check, make sure that water's deep enough that we're not going to hit any rocks or anything. When you're looking at water, because of the way the light refracts through it, even if it's clear, it's hard to tell how deep it is. I like to use my go-to method is to use my long depth checking pole. It's about 4 meters long, what surveyors use for measuring. So I get in with that, can have a good feel around everywhere. Another way is if you're jumping in with goggles, you can just swim down and have a look, but again that depends on how clear the water is. And you can also just tie a weight to the end of a line, a tape or whatever, and lower that down so you can see the depth. It's you got to know what you're doing and be with people who know what they're doing. So yeah, we're not stupid, we do it right. I did a gainer and I got no rotation from the set at all. I just threw it and I was like, oh god, so I just took it as hard as I could, and luckily it came round just at the end. It's a good jump, beautiful jump.
Let the funk ride. Just ride.
Getting a tag on each line, each division. It's called going all city. People see your tags in Queens, uptown, downtown, all over.
Yeah, so Brewer Falls, it's a beautiful place. Nice for the people that weren't jumping as well. They get to come see some nice picturesque settings while a few of us send some smaller jumps in the background. Water was nice, fresh, but just makes that scene when it's so clear that you can see the bottom of the little pools.
Day 2, Faskally bridges. It's a 30-foot bridge and a 60-foot bridge, both into beautiful Loch Faskally, and it's absolutely stunning. Some great locations. This is one at best. Perfect of both worlds. You got 30-foot for people who are practicing new stuff, beginners, and if people are feeling it, they can then go up to 60-foot. So I was planning on doing a few dub backs off the 30-foot, then heading up to the 60-foot to get it off there. But when I were ready to go, Chris Murphy were like, let's just go up to 60. And I couldn't refuse, so I went up with Chris. Chris went first through a massive backflip, nailed it. Then I were on, so dub laid off it. Went pretty smooth, I were happy. Lee Mitchell jumped it, Sharkbait jumped it, he's 15 as well, that's mad. 60-foot bridge for a 15-year-old. Go on Sharkbait. Paul McGuinness, absolute nutcase and Scottish legend, also Sukaraed over the railing, so that's a front flip 180 into a back flip, and he absolutely stuck it. So I thought I've got to have a go as well. I dub front halved it, ran over the railing, really happy, went smooth, went clean, didn't hurt myself. Fucking result, man. I can't stress the beauty of this spot though. Loch Faskally is absolutely stunning. We took Restless Nomad's canoe out, rode about for a bit, absolutely beautiful. Reset for the soul, man.
Creatures of my dreams. Arbroath is a beautiful part of the east coast of Scotland. It's basically just cave after inlet. The coastline is crazy, and it's a perfect place for us to do what we do. I woke up on the morning of Arbroath and I wasn't really feeling it. I told myself I probably wasn't going to jump. It just didn't feel right. I was tired. But then we got to the spot and I saw Timmy and Lee straight jump into the blowhole, and that was a spot that I'd never seen before, never even thought about. And as soon as I saw them do it, I knew that I had to jump there. It was just absolutely beautiful, and I knew what trick I had in mind, and I just had to go for it. So I suited up and I went for a dub half first of all, which is double front with a half twist at the end, and then I came back up and went for what's called a full in half out. So it's a double front flip still with a full twist in the first flip and a half twist in the second flip, and I think that was my jump of the trip. It was my favourite jump. I absolutely loved it. It was just jumping into a cave is a completely new experience for me. Yeah, we got so lucky with the weather. I mean, when we first got to Arbroath, it was horrible. The fog had rolled in, it was cold. I remember turning up and we drove there, and the last 10 minutes of the drive, it was just foggy. It was horrible, considering the sun we'd had the rest of the trip. And then we woke up on the day of jumping at Arbroath and it was just beautiful sunshine, and yeah, it set the tone for the day. It really did.
Everybody loves the sunshine. Folks get down in the sunshine. Everybody loves the sunshine. Folks get down in the sunshine. Come on, sunshine. In the sunshine. Folks get down in the sunshine. Down, down in the sunshine. Sunshine. Oh, yeah. Everybody loves the sunshine.
Yeah, this lifestyle isn't for everyone. I mean, we have to travel a lot, and we do sacrifice some things. I mean, we sacrifice comfort, that's for sure, when we come on trips like these. Most people are in vans, living out their cars or in tents. I slept in my hammock every night, which I really enjoyed. It's not something that I do very often, so it was a new experience for me, and definitely something that I'd want to do again.
Yeah, so Mithy is like a relatively new spot for us. That's actually the second half of the Arbroath coastal walk. You know, you don't always go as far out as that, but we can come on the Mithy side. We've got a 20-minute walk on the cliff path. There's loads of, it's in a nice sort of cove bay type of thing, a wee sheltered bit, and there's maybe jumps from like 30 foot and under, and then round the corner there's say a nice, but maybe a 40 foot sketchy, I would say. You've got to climb up of an angle and then get your feet planted. There's no run up as usual, and you've got to clear this gap. Not massive, but you know, it's just another factor to think about. But yeah, there was a wee bit of a swell the day we went, and it was kind of like almost borderline too far, so that made the climb out a bit sketchy. You just have to time it when the waves are coming in, just wait for a flat spot and then get yourself up and out that water as soon as. Back out the water, run to the next spot, and this is where you can actually swim through a massive cave, and where the entrance or the exit of the cave you come out, there's actually the landing for the 100-footer, so the 100-footer jumps right over a cave. But because it's in like a corner, you've then got all these nice ledges that just naturally happen from like 60 to maybe 80, 90 foot of different sort of heights you can pick at. yeah, it's such a nice spot. Again, such a unique, quiet sort of hidden gem, but just for the big hitters, them ones like.
So day 5 of the Scotland tour was down at Croton waterfall. It was a place that I'd never been before myself, even though it's only about half an hour away from Aberdeen, which is where I've spent like the last 4 years at uni. And man, it was amazing, just this big 20 metre, 60 foot waterfall falling off the cliffs straight into the sea. Minimal gap, just like really nice ledges to take off from. It was perfect. We were waiting for this big 70 footer or something like that right at the end of the session, but I think most people that wanted it towards the end because of the tide and the swell just turned away. It was only myself and little shark bait jumped it, big fat straight jump, running off the edge of the cliff. I couldn't resist just with this big flat takeoff. So for cliff jumpers like ourselves, often people watching, they're asking for like backflips and double backflips and all twists and things, and that's like big ambitions of jumpers getting into the sport and learning new tricks and things. But then it's often fun to take it a step back and just go for a big straight air, and people don't realise or forget how scary it is to just do nothing in the air as you're falling, just stare it out. I think everyone that wanted that waterfall jumped it 1 or 2 times. I jumped it a couple of times, but one of them wasn't the best. Ended up a bit on my chest. Just the water caught me right under the rib cage, knocked the wind right out of me. But as we always do, we had a couple of people on standby right underneath where you're landing, so they were straight in the water. Lee Mitchell came swimming over, cradled me in the water, and I would have been fine just floating, but you know, better safe than sorry. Always have the safety in the water there.
So in terms of safety, if you if you've done all the safety checks and you've got bodies in the water that you're confident are able to give you a bit of assistance, if you just take it a little bit in the chest, you know, and it knocks the wind out of you, there's somebody there that's going to help keep you afloat. You should be pretty buoyant anyway, but that extra person is just going to be reassurance and keep you buoyant whilst you get your breath back.
My name's Jake and we're at Balgownie Bridge. It's a 40-foot high bridge, and yeah, it's the last day, everyone's sending it, everyone's done some quality stuff, the vibes are high, and yeah, for example, Matty did a full in back out and slammed really heavy. Also Dean did a full clean as fuck, and yeah, I've thrown the most tricks that I've thrown all week today, and that's just because vibes were super high and I felt super happy. Yeah, surprising really on the last day. I thought everyone would be like tired and run down, which we were, but yeah, the atmosphere was amazing. I want to say thanks to everyone for being absolutely awesome and supportive, and yeah, I can't wait to spend more time with you all.
The thing with cliff jumping is people from all different walks of life have come together for this sport. It's got to a point, it's not even about the cliff jumping anymore. We're just a group of friends with similar interests. Cliff jumping's great, it's what fuels us, it's what keeps us going. But really, it's about having fun, having a laugh with your mates, making new friendships. It's something special, it really is.
People might think we're stupid for what we do, but it's not just about the jumping. It's about the family. I love every single person that I meet on these trips, and it's about the travelling. It's just about the moments in between the jumps and psyching each other up, and just the whole experience. It's not just throwing yourself off a cliff. It really is a way of life.